best friend, most beautiful. Only you are most beautiful. Just one look of your face, you are dearest father, the closest friend.
So the weekly analysis. Remember, on Sundays we do weekly analysis. So sorry for ending the live. I was just fixing up some things. But so far everything is now fixed. So we are going to start with our weekly setup. Remember, we only do 3 pairs. So we are just waiting for at least 5 viewers, and then we start. Once we start having 5 viewers, and then we start. Sorry about ending the Zoom, the live streaming. There were some things I was still fixing. So, but everything is now sorted. And then yeah, we can definitely start with our sessions. So on the screen you are looking at Nasdaq. So this was the Friday move. We bought Nasdaq from exactly here, and then we took profit there. You understand? So also please access the comment section. If you are having any questions, feel free to ask on the comment section. So let me just take this. Yeah, I'm trying to take the comment section and have them on my screen. So we are about to start, guys. Remember, we only do 3 pairs. You understand? We only do 3 pairs. So sorry for ending the stream, guys. I was just fixing some things. So because at some point you saw there, I was still fixing things. So but yeah, everything is now fixed. So we are about to start. Just give me time. Just give me 2 minutes. Just give me 2 minutes. Let me just type this. Okay, done. So no problem, let's start. Remember, if you are having any questions, feel free to comment on the comment section. If you are having any questions, right? If you are having any questions, feel free to comment on the comment section. Do your strategy work on every pair? Yeah, our strategy works on every pair, guys. Remember, it's smart money concepts. It works on every pair. So this was Nasdaq, right? We traded Nasdaq on Friday. And then we took those buys, and then now we have to renew our analysis. Remember, since we starting weekly analysis, you understand, our weekly setup. So we are about to renew our weekly analysis. So let's go to H4. Remember, we start our analysis on a 4 hours time frame, right? So now we are on H4. If you are having any questions, feel free to type in your question at the comment section. I'll definitely answer you. So we can see that this is Nasdaq, right? Nasdaq, it's bearish. First thing we need to look at, overall Nasdaq, it's bullish, guys. You understand? The overall direction of Nasdaq, it's bullish, but at some point you see when Nasdaq gave us an overall high there, the market started pushing to the downside, meaning giving us a downtrend. You understand? It started giving us a downtrend exactly there. So if you are using trend line analysis, you can see that this thing, it's a downtrend. You understand? It's a downtrend. It's a channel. The market is moving on a bearish trend exactly there on H4. You understand? But the overall movement, the market is bullish. Are you going to teach us from step by step on, or you're going to show us how does it work? Whenever I analyze, I explain my analysis. You understand? Meaning step by step, that whenever you open a chart, you need to look at this, this, and this, and this, and this. You understand? By explaining and exactly doing. You understand? Meaning, I'll be when I'm explaining, I will also be showing you how to apply everything that I'm explaining. You understand? I will definitely show you how to apply it. So this is Nasdaq. We are going to start with Nasdaq. Our pairs for today, we are analyzing Nasdaq, gold, and USDT. Most traded pairs. You understand? Most traded pairs. So let us start our analysis. So first thing you need to look at, you understand? First thing you need to look at is the trend, where the market is going. From here to there, we can see that the market is moving in a downtrend. And then, yeah, now we know the trend, right? Now we know the trend. And then second thing, we need to mark our recent high. So we have this high here. And then after spotting the high, we are marking the low, our overall low. So we have this low here. So you can see that the market created this high, right? And then it played below that high for a very long time. After creating that high, it played below that high for a very long time until it gave us a low. After giving us a low, the market pushed up. So it stayed above the low for a very long time also. So that's our recent high and our recent low. So we are focusing inside the high and the low. What happened inside the high and the low? So with the strategy that we are using, guys, it's smart money concept. It's smart money concepts. We are using smart money concepts. You understand? We are using smart money concepts. So let us begin. We are using smart money concepts. So on smart money concepts, right? Let me just move forward. Let me move forward so that I can, yeah. So with smart money concepts, right? With smart money concepts, we need to look at, first thing, we look at our high and our low, right? We have marked our high, we have marked our low. And then second thing, we need to check, we need to look at our supply and our demand. How do you find the supply? So a supply is the last, you see, where the market gave us a high. You need to find, or you need to look at the last bullish candlestick before the drop to the downside, right? And then you use that candlestick as our supply zone. So our demand zone is the last bearish candlestick before the push to the upside. So that's how we find our supply and demand. You understand? That's how we find our supply and demand. So let's go back to the charts. Let's go back to the charts. And then now we need to see where the market gave us a supply. So exactly here, let me just zoom it in just to show you where is our supply zone. Our supply zone is this last bullish candlestick before this push to the downside. The last bullish candlestick before this push to the downside, you understand, before this push to the downside. So we need to mark that candlestick, and then we mark it as our supply zone, right? So we are going to take our rectangle, and then we mark that zone, you understand, and then we extend it to the current market, you understand, we extend it to the current market. So we can see that that supply zone was never tested, you understand. So let's mark it so that you can definitely see which one is the supply, which one is the demand. So we can see this is our supply zone, right? That's our supply zone. And then after that, we can see that the market tried to mitigate that supply zone, but it failed, meaning that supply zone is still valid. You see here, it never tapped into that supply zone. It never tapped into that supply zone. After giving us that supply zone, the market dropped, you understand? And it never mitigated the supply zone. So we need to look at a recent supply zone. So we can see that, okay, after the market gave us that supply zone, now we need to mark we need to see how the market was reacting. So we can see that the market was bullish from here. It was bullish, and then whenever it came here, it gave us a low here, right? After giving us that low down there, and then it went up, it came back down, it took out that low. So this is our change of character. So change of character, I'm just gonna write church, C-H-O-C-H, church. It means change of character, you understand? And then we have our change of character there. Remember, after spotting a change of character, you need to look at a supply zone. So we have spotted our change of character there, right? We have spotted our change of character. Now we need to look at a supply zone, the last bullish candlestick before the drop, on this current move, you understand, on this current move that happened here after giving you a change of character. So what do? We can see that we have the last bullish candlestick before the push, you understand, to the downside. This candlestick here, this one, that one there, you understand, below the gap. And then now we need to mark it, and then we see if the market came back and tested that supply zone, right? So we need to extend it. Okay, so we can definitely see that this supply zone was mitigated. So where the market mitigated the supply zone, that should have been your sniper sell entry. Remember, whenever you on a supply zone you sell, on a demand zone you buy. You understand? Whenever the market gives you a supply zone, you wait for the market to go down and then push up to test that supply zone. Once it tests that supply zone, you wait for confirmation. Is it breaking above or is it breaking below? So once it breaks below, you take your sells. You understand? You take your sells, and then we can see it clearly exactly here. You understand? It tapped in that supply zone. That was supposed to be our sniper sell entry. You can see that after tapping or after mitigating that supply zone, the market dropped heavy, you understand, on H4 time frame. You can see that after tapping into that supply zone, the market dropped, you understand, the market dropped. So we can see that since the market dropped like this, now we have to analyze the actual market. What's going to happen this week? What must we look at this week? You understand? So this was previous. Now we need to look at what's going to happen this coming week. So let us, since we've marked our supply and demand zones, and now we have to look at our, we need to find our demand zones. We have marked our supply zones, and then now we need to mark our demand zones. So a demand zone, it's the last bearish candlestick before the push to the downside. So we focus where the market gave us the low. So the market gave us a low here, right? It gave us a low here, and then we can see, you see this bearish candlestick before the push to the upside. We mark it as our supply zone, right? So this is our demand zone. Sorry for saying supply. This is our demand zone. So we mark that area as our demand zone, and then we extend it to the left, and then we can see that the market is playing inside our demand zone. So what we need to look at tomorrow or this week when the market opens, we need to see, is the market breaking below and it continues pushing to the downside, or, you understand, we need to see, is the market breaking below this demand zone, and if it breaks below, it's going to continue pushing to the downside. You understand? It's going to continue pushing to the downside. But also remember, there are false breakouts. You understand? There are false breakouts. A false breakout is like this. You understand? So let me show you a false breakout. Or it might do this. You understand? Break below just to collect liquidity, and then a push to the upside, and then it continues to push. You understand? So with me, this is what I'm looking at. You understand? This is what I'm looking at in the market. At some point, I'm waiting for the market to collect sell side liquidity below this area, below this zone, and then it comes back, and then it breaks above this demand zone. You understand? Because this demand zone is very strong. You can see here, after tapping, after mitigating that demand zone for the first time, exactly here. You understand? Let me just point an arrow. After mitigating, the market went up. It stayed above that demand zone for a very long time until last week, where it came, mitigated. It tried to break above, but the market was still bearish. There was a lot of selling momentum, so it continued to sell, and then now it's sitting inside the this demand zone, right? So after we can see that the market is sitting inside this demand zone, what must we look at? We need to look at, is the market, we need to look for reasons to buy. You understand? Because we can see that, okay, the market is sitting there, so we need to look for reasons. Why are we looking for buys? So let us start, since we are looking for buys this week. So let us start. For those who just joined, we are looking at Nasdaq. So we can see that there was a break of structure here, a break of structure. The market was breaking structures to the upside. You understand? And then after that, that's a break of structure, right? And then we have a change of character. After spotting our break of structure, and then the market tested the supply zone, and then it started shooting down. So you see that we were first on an uptrend from here until there, and then from there we started pushing to the downside. So we need to find our change of character. Where is our change of character? Here's our change of character, where the market gave you a low, while it was pushing to the upside, and then it came back. Instead of breaking the highs, it broke the low. At some point, that's a confirmation that the market is gonna change direction. That's why it's called a change of character. You understand? That's why it's called a change of character, meaning that's a sign that the market is gonna start changing direction. You understand? After spotting a change of character, remember, don't forget, after spotting a change of character, you need to find your supply zone, and then you wait for the market to come test that supply zone for you to get your sniper entry. So we can see that this is our change of character, right? We need to look at a supply zone here. So where is the supply zone? A supply zone is the last bullish candlestick before the push to the downside, right? So here on H4, the supply zone is not clear. You understand? Since we don't have a supply zone here, we have it, but this one is big. You understand? We have it, but this one it's big. You understand? It's big. So we need to refine our entry, meaning we need to catch the perfect sniper entry. You understand? For us to catch the perfect sniper entry, we have to go to a smaller time frame. So let us start with H1 since we analyze on a 4 hours time frame. For us to catch the perfect entry, we need to go to H1. So let me go to H1, and then we see from there the market didn't give us any zones. You understand? So we exactly here, then we can see that okay, we have the last here on H1. You see this one, it's small, meaning that's the perfect sniper entry. You understand? Let's mark this candlestick, the last, you see, a change of character, and then from here we mark our last bullish candlestick before the drop to the downside. And then let's take our rectangle and mark it. So if you are having any questions, please type on the comment section. I will definitely attend those questions whenever we are done with this pair, and then we are preparing to go to our second pair. Remember, we are analyzing Nasdaq. US 100 is still Nasdaq, right? So we can see now. Let's extend it. Let's extend it. We can see that the market came back. You understand? And then tested that demand, that supply zone. This was supposed to be our sniper entry also. You understand? Here, exactly there, that was supposed to be our sniper entry, meaning you can also like put pending orders. Look at this push to the downside from there. You understand? So but since we are focusing on what's going to happen this week, so we have found our supply zone where the market reacted. You understand? Where the market started selling. So let's extend it, and then we can just write H1 supply zone. You understand? So that whenever you go back to your H4 time frame, you must not confuse yourself. You must see that this supply zone, I spotted this supply zone on an H1 time frame. You understand? So 1H supply zone. So, and then we go back to H4. You understand? And then we go back to H4, 4H. We go back to H4, and then we can see on H4 that the market, after taking out that supply zone, the market dropped heavy. So sorry, I'm just fixing this zone there, my break of structure. It was not sitting in place. So we can see there, you see also on H4, that supply zone that we spotted on H1 was mitigated, right? And then after that, we can see that after the market mitigated that supply zone, it started breaking structures to the downside. That indicates that the market is now bearish. So after we spotted our change of character, we looked for a zone and then we wait for the market. You see, the market gave us a change of character here. It took out this low, right? And then it went back up just to test that untested supply zone, right? That supply zone. After testing that supply zone, the market went down and then gave us a break of structure here, just to show us that, okay, the market is respecting our supply, the market is changing direction, the market is now breaking structures to the downside, you understand? And then from there, since now we are marking our break of structures, so this is our BOS, you understand? After that, we also have a small break of structure here. We can also mark this one as a break of structure, you understand? Our break of structures. So now we are done looking for structures, break of structures and everything. And then what we need to look at now, it's a supply zone. Now we are analyzing the actual market. We need to see where the market is gonna go from there, you understand? So we can see that the market from here, it's been dropping heavy, you understand? So we need to go up. We can see that exactly here, you understand? Let me just point an arrow. Exactly here, you understand? The market gave us the last bullish candlestick before the push to the downside, right? We need to mark that candlestick as our untested supply zone, right? We're marking that candlestick as our untested supply zone on H4. You understand? Supply zone. Supply zone. You understand? We've marked our supply zone. And then you can see these two long candlesticks. These two long candlesticks, we have a fair value gap here. A fair value gap is this gap here. You see this long candlestick, it was never filled by a shadow or candlesticks, you understand? So we need to mark that area and then we write FVG, fair value gap, FVG, you understand? So we have marked our fair value gap. Now we are trying to find reasons why the market is gonna push to the upside. We have a fair value gap here. That's reason number one. We have an untested supply zone up there. That's reason number two. You understand? And then while we are pushing to the downside, we have liquidity. Where is liquidity? Where most people sold the market. Here. This is an area of liquidity. Most people sold Nasdaq from there. You understand? That's an area of liquidity. So I'll just write triple S just to mark the area of liquidity, right? And then we can see this long candlestick. We also have a second fair value gap there that needs to be filled. We have a second fair value gap there. We can just mark it and then we write FVG, fair value gap. You understand? Fair value gap. And then now how many reasons do we have for the buys? We have an untested supply zone first. We have the first fair value gap. We have liquidity resting above. That's the buy side liquidity. We have another fair value gap. And then the market is sitting on a demand zone. So we have 5 reasons for us to look for buys, guys. You understand? We have 5 reasons for us to continue looking for buys, you understand? And then how do we look at the market? And then now we can see that since we have marked our reasons for the buys, now I can definitely give you the direction of the market. With us, we are waiting for the market to push down, you understand, below this zone, just to sweep liquidity, because we already have people who bought the market, you understand. We already have people who sold the market. So at some point, I'm still looking at Nasdaq to push to the downside, clear stop losses, and then from there, that's where we're gonna definitely push. First thing, we need to take out this fair value gap. After taking out this fair value gap, and then we might start pulling back a little bit, and then we come back to take out this liquidity. After sweeping this liquidity, pull back, and then we take out the first fair value gap, and then we definitely hit take profit on the supply zone. Remember, whenever you enter on a demand, you take profit on a supply. Whenever you enter on a supply, you take profit on a demand. So for this week, this is what I'm looking at on Nasdaq. You understand? This is what I'm looking at on Nasdaq. Once it gives us a change of character here, no, that's not our change of character, sorry. Our change of character is gonna be here. That's our break of structure. Once it gives us a change of character here, then we know that we are clear for the buys, you understand? Because this is our overall high. We have a high here that was made on Friday. If the market goes down and then comes back up and take out that high, that's gonna be our change of character, you understand? So I'm expecting a change of character there for confirmation that now the buys are clear, you understand? And then these things, it's gonna be a break of structure, like, so that it can keep breaking structures to the upside. So this is what I am looking at on Nasdaq this week. You understand? I would definitely love to see this on Nasdaq this week. So for those who are, so let me go to the comment section. If you are having any questions regarding this pair, please, before we move to another pair, if you are having any questions regarding this pair, definitely feel free to ask. I'll definitely answer you. So feel free to ask your questions. Feel free to ask your questions on the comment section regarding Nasdaq. So this is what we are looking at this week on Nasdaq. So feel free to ask regarding this pair before we move to our second pair of the day. So any questions? So let me go back to the questions so that I can see your questions. Okay, I can see questions. So let me just go to the first question, right? What is the first question? Can you please explain one last time, how do you spot supply and demand? So, okay, before we move, how do you spot a supply demand? You mark your overall high, you understand? If you want to spot a supply zone, first thing you must mark your overall high. and then where the market gave you an overall high, you need to look at the last bullish candlestick before the push to the downside, and then you mark that last candlestick as your supply zone. You understand? That's how you find the supply zone. And then whenever you want to spot a demand zone, you need to mark your low. After marking your overall low, and then you look for the last bearish candlestick before the push to the upside. You understand? And then you mark that candlestick as your demand zone. I hope I was clear. So let me take another question. Hello my brother, which time zone is good for analyzing? With me, I prefer H4 because that's where you can look at the overall trend of the market. So H4 is best. I need help regarding signal. When you guys say the following: use proper risk management, losses, low profit. With using proper risk management, you can, if you are having 500 on your account, you cannot take 5 trades. Take 2 trades or 1 trade. That's proper risk management. And then if we say lock profit, you move your stop loss into profit. How we seeing liquidity? Liquidity is where most people take entries. Where you enter, that's an area of liquidity. Where you enter your trade, that becomes an area of liquidity. Where money is resting, liquidity, you can use it as an example of a pool that is filled with money. You understand? At some point, if there is a public pool that is filled with money, everyone would love to go there. You understand? Everyone would definitely love to go there and just take out free money. You understand? So with the market, if there is an area that has liquidity in the market will definitely go there to take out that liquidity that is resting above or below that zone. You understand? So that's how we spot liquidity. That's how we spot liquidity. That's how we spot liquidity. Let me go to another. Thank you so much, bro. It's clear. Nice one, bro. Please explain more about fair value gap. Fair value gap is whenever you see a long candlestick and then the market never rejected. It just gave you the long candlestick and then it continued pushing to the downside. So that becomes a fair value gap, meaning at some point the market needs to go there and take out that gap. So that's how you spot a fair value gap. That's how you spot a fair value gap. So any other question? Any other question before we move? Any other question before we move? Any other question before we move? Before we look at gold, please make a video of your signal when you set up TP. Okay, definitely, we'll definitely do that. We'll definitely do that when we get time. We'll definitely do that. Okay, I think we are done with the questions. So for now, let us So let us continue. Let us continue, guys. Let us continue. Let us continue. Let us continue. So, yeah, let us continue. Oh, you are having another question, Miss L. And all necessary because I need to set. So let me just take this call. Let me take the call. Hello, Mr. Mike. Mr. Mike? Okay, no problem. Just give me a second. Just give me a second. You wait for the market to go down and then put. Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you. Yeah, I see so. Yeah, I see. I don't know. I don't know. Okay, sorry guys, sorry, we are back. Let us continue. We are back. So let us continue. So now we are going to Nasdaq. Sorry, we were on Nasdaq. So we are going to our second pair of the day. Our second pair of the day. You understand? We are going to which pair? Let me check. Oh, we are going to gold. Remember we start. Yeah, we are going to gold. We are going to gold. So let us open our gold chart. Let us open our gold chart. So we can see that this is our gold chart, right? This is our gold chart. So on gold, we were still expecting the market to buy from there. You understand? On H4. So, but since we are doing weekly analysis, we need to get rid of everything and then we start afresh. You understand? And then we start afresh. So we need to start afresh. So we need to erase everything, guys. We need to erase everything on gold and then we start afresh. So we just erased everything there on gold, you understand? And then we can see that gold, the overall direction, gold is bullish, but from here gold started giving us a downtrend on H4. We can see that the market, it's pushing on a downtrend, you understand? How do we see that the market is pushing on a downtrend? We can see that we have a high there, and then an overall low, and then the market, it's been playing below that high for a very long time. So how do you draw a trend line? I'm not using a trend line strategy. I'm not using a trend line strategy. So definitely, if you want to know how we apply trend lines and everything, you can definitely subscribe to our trading school. Remember, we have a trading school, guys, where we teach everything that we do here. We teach it on the school. So yeah, definitely check out our school. We have an online and a physical school. So for now, we are not teaching, we are analyzing the market. Remember, on Sundays, guys, we don't teach. This is not a teaching class. It's a weekly top-down analysis breakdown, you understand? Meaning, where we analyze, we are not teaching, we are just analyzing. If you are interested in learning more about everything that we do here, definitely hit us on our business number on WhatsApp. That's where you're gonna get all the services that you need. Learning, signals, how do we do things and everything, you understand? So, do we have a class tomorrow? Yeah, I think it's Monday, yeah. It's Monday, we do have a class tomorrow since it's Monday. So we can see that the market is on a downtrend, right? From this high until where the market is. It's been moving on a downtrend, you understand? We can see that the market, it's moving down, you understand? And then, yeah. So after spotting our high and low, we need to spot our supply and demand, you understand? Our untested or tested supplies and demand zones, and then we see which one is not tested, where the market must go, you understand? And then from here, for us to spot our supply zone, we need to look at where the market gave us a high. You see here where the market gave us a high, and then we can definitely see that where the market gave us a high, it also gave us the last bullish candlestick before the push. That candlestick, we can definitely mark it as our supply zone, and then we drag it to the current market or the recent price, you understand, the recent market price. So we can definitely see that we have a supply zone there. So let us mark our supply zone. Let us mark our supply zone. And then we have marked our supply zone, and then we can see that that supply zone was tested, you understand? That supply zone was mitigated exactly here. This is where you were supposed to catch your perfect sniper entry, you understand? This was exactly where you must catch your perfect sniper entry there, you understand? Meaning the market gave you a supply zone, it went down, it went up to mitigate that supply zone, and then from there, that's where you are expecting to sell the market. Whenever you enter on a supply, you exit on a demand, you understand? Santin is too far. Yeah, if Santin is too far, you can definitely attend online classes. We also have online classes for people who are staying far. Amanda, we also have online classes for people who are staying far. So we can see that the market mitigated our first supply zone, meaning that supply zone, it's no longer valid since it's being mitigated. We need to find an unmitigated supply zone. So after giving us that supply zone, we can see that the market dropped heavy from there. You understand? And then after that, how do we find the supply zone? We need to look at where the market gave us. Okay, first thing here, the market gave us a change of character, right? The market gave us a change of character there on gold. For those who just joined, we are analyzing gold. Our change of character, and then we can see that the market was moving on an uptrend, and then from here, after giving us this change of character, that's where it started dropping, moving on a downtrend. You understand? And then from also here, it gave us a low, and then it came back, it broke that low. You see, a break of structure. That's a break of structure. And then after marking the break of structure, we need to find a zone. Where is our zone? The last bullish candlestick before the push to the downside. And then we mark that candlestick as our supply zone. So we can see that the market is still playing, it's still moving below that supply zone. That supply zone has never been tested. You can see it's still clean, it's still fresh. It was never tested, you understand? So meaning that's our supply zone. That's our untested supply zone. Meaning if gold can start buying, it's going to mitigate that zone. You understand? It's coming to mitigate this zone. You understand? It's coming to mitigate this zone. So we can just mark it supply zone. We can just mark it supply zone. You understand? You can see that it was never tested. The market tried 2 times to mitigate here and here, and it failed. You understand? You see here, this is called inducement. This is called inducement, where the market tries to mitigate a supply zone or a demand zone, and then it never reaches that point. It just, in the middle of nowhere, it just pushes to the downside. So that's inducement. You understand? That's what we call inducement. So we can see now we have an unmitigated supply zone. So from there, we haven't marked our demand zone. Remember, we haven't marked our demand zone. So we can see that the market was breaking structures to the downside. Since the market was bearish, it was breaking structures to the downside. Guys, for those who are asking questions, please ask questions relating to whatever we are doing here. You understand? If you want to know more about the school, the signals and everything, we have a business number. Ask there. Here, just to save time, you know that it's late and it's Sunday. I should have been home sleeping by now, but we are here giving you value, you understand? So at some point, let's not waste time. Let's not waste time in questions that you can definitely send a message to the WhatsApp. You understand? Questions that you need to ask. It's questions related to these pairs that we are doing here. Just for us to save time, you understand? Just for us to save time. So that we can finish early and then I go home and rest, because you can definitely see that I'm still in the office. You understand? It's Sunday and I'm still in the office. So at some point I also need to go home and get rest. So let us respect time, and whenever you having questions relating to this, what we are doing here, definitely feel free to ask in the comment section. But if it's cool, signals, sessions, Zoom, definitely ask on the business number on WhatsApp. So we can see that the market was breaking structures to the downside. We can see here also the market started selling here. You understand? We need to find out why the market started selling from there. You understand? Why the market started selling from there. We can see here, exactly here, we have the last bullish candlestick before the push to the downside, right? Let's mark that candlestick. Let's mark that candlestick and see if the market was respecting that candlestick or not. Okay, we can see that the market respected this zone, you understand? And then after tapping into that zone, it also created a false breakout. You see here, where it broke out and then came back down, it broke down, you understand? Meaning that was a false breakout. It was not like an actual breakout. It was a false breakout, you understand? And then we can see, since it was mitigated, let's not extend it to the right. Let's just leave it there. And then, so that was the reason why gold started selling from there. You understand? The market doesn't sell, or the market doesn't move in the middle of nowhere. There are zones that the market tests and then it moves. So we have a supply zone there, right? We can see that the market tested that supply zone and then it dropped. So we can also see here. Okay, so let us mark these things. And then next thing, we had a change of character here. You can see that the market was moving to the downside, but next thing it started moving up because of this change of character here. Change of character, and then followed by a break of structure here. A break of structure. So I can come anytime on the school. No, you cannot come anytime at the school. Remember, the school is a paid subscription. If you have paid, you need to inform us that you are coming to the school. You don't come at any time, and it's not it's a paid subscription. It's not a free school. You understand? It's not a free school. It's a paid subscription. And then we see that we have a break of structure there, right? After spotting that we have a break of structure, now we need to find our demand zones. Remember, we have marked our supply zones there. We have our first supply zone, we have our second supply zone, we have our third supply zone. And then the second supply zone was never tested. You understand? It was never tested. So let us look for reasons. Why must we look for buys? So now we need to find a demand zone. So where is our demand zone? A demand zone, it's the last bearish candlestick before the push to the upside. We can see we have this candlestick here. You understand? That's our supply zone. That's our demand zone, sorry. So let us mark that candlestick. You understand? Let us mark that candlestick. And then we can see that the market never tested that candlestick. You see here, the market tried to test it. This was inducement, and then the market started pushing to the upside. You understand? So, but we also have like an overall break of structure here. You understand? That's a break of structure, meaning we can see that at some point the market gave us an overall break of structure to the downside, and then we have also break of structures here. That's a change of character, because the market was going up and then it created a low and then it came back down and broke that low, meaning at some point that's a change of character followed by a break of structure. Then this one we can mark as a break of structure. You understand? We can mark this low as a break of structure. BOS. What is a sniper entry? Oh, you are referring to a sniper entry. It's an entry where you take and then it has zero drawdown. So meaning you just take an entry now and then it goes straight into profit without any drawdowns. That's a sniper entry. That's a sniper entry. So we can see that the market never mitigated this demand zone, right? It never mitigated this demand zone, this one here. So we can also see that from here the market started selling. You understand? Here the market started selling from there. We need to find reasons why the market sold from there. So you can see this candlestick that I'm pointing. You see this arrow? It's pointing a candlestick, right? That's a supply zone. You understand? If we can mark that entire candlestick, and then you will see that the market, it didn't sell from like in the middle of nowhere. You see, after tapping into that supply zone, the market started selling. You understand? That's the last bullish candlestick before the drop. If you can check there, that's a supply zone. You need to mark all of the zones that you see in the market so that you don't get confused whenever you start seeing the market starts moving to the opposite direction. You understand? That's a supply zone. And then we can see that definitely from there the market is now pushing to the downside. You understand? After tapping into that supply zone, the market started pushing to the downside. So what are we expecting the market to do now? You understand? What are we expecting the market to do? So we have a low here. We have a low there. You see, that's last week's low, right? With the market, what we are expecting gold to do, it's gold to push to the downside, right? From there, gold needs to sell to grab liquidity that's resting below this low, and then from there it pushes and then mitigates the untested supply zone. After mitigating that untested supply zone there, and then that's where gold can definitely maybe sell and mitigate this untested demand zone. So this is what we are looking at on gold, guys. For this week, this is what we are looking at on gold. Remember, from here it must collect the sell side liquidity first. After collecting the sell side liquidity, it needs to push to the upside to mitigate this untested supply zone. After mitigating that untested supply zone, then from there gold might start selling to this demand zone. You see, also this demand zone, it was never tested. You understand? Also that demand zone was never tested. So, but also if there is a lot of selling pressure in the market this week, if there is a lot of selling pressure in the market this week, after it breaks this high, this low, sorry, after it breaks this low, it can continue pushing, and then it mitigates this demand zone, and then from there it starts pushing to the upside to mitigate that demand zone. So you understand? So these are the two entries that we are looking at. We might react from here, we might react from here, but at some point the market will definitely buy after taking out one of those zones. It's either it takes out the liquidity and then it pushes, or it drops a little bit just to mitigate that unmitigated demand zone, and then from there it pushes to the upside. You understand? So here's the demand zone. Let's mark it demand zone. So this is what we are expecting. You understand? So let me move this. So this is what we are expecting gold to give us this week. So if you are having any questions regarding gold, only gold now, feel free to ask on the comment section. You can definitely ask on the comment section before we move to Nasdaq, and then Nasdaq is our last pair of the day, and then after Nasdaq I'll take questions, and then from there we can call it a day. We only do 3 pairs, guys. We only do 3 pairs, and then we can call it a night. Sorry, we can definitely call it a night after Nasdaq. So no clear direction for gold. The clear direction is that whenever it opens, it's gonna push down, collect liquidity. It has to collect the sell side liquidity first before we can push up. So in other words, whenever the market opens on Monday, look for selling opportunities. Once it's done selling, and then after it collects liquidity, then that's where it can definitely push to the upside. So any other question before we move? Any other question before we move? Any other question? Any other question, guys? Any questions? Any questions? Or if you are satisfied with gold, then we can move to Nasdaq. We can definitely move to Nasdaq if you are satisfied with gold. If you are satisfied with gold, then we can definitely move to Nasdaq. Okay, I see there's another question there. Okay, I see questions. Okay. Well explained, Jama. Thanks, bro. Are you welcome? Are you welcome? Please save the live. The live is being recorded. Everything that we do here is being recorded, guys. It's being recorded. So I don't know the reason why you are saying I must save the live, but everything that we do is recorded. So any other question before we move? We move to USDT. After doing USDT, I'll definitely have maybe something to share with you guys. Okay, let me just share it now so that just to save time. So remember, this coming month or this coming week, on the 31st of September, 30. Okay, yeah, 30 September, we are going to have a pre-NFP seminar. You understand? Meaning, it's for free. Everyone can come at the office, and then we trade 30 September preparing for NFP. Meaning, on the 30th of September, we are just preparing for NFP, guys. Meaning, at some point, we are going to help everyone who is going to have challenges with funding, creating an account, how do you trade, how do you put stop losses, how do you do everything, you understand, regarding to trading. We are going to show you everything, and even help you fund your accounts, open accounts, and everything regarding trading, you understand. And then NFP also, we are going to be trading it. like how we did this month, you understand? As usually, NFP, you know, we are having a session for NFP and also CPI, you understand? So on NFP, there are people who are going to be trading with Mr. Mike live, and then there are people who are going to be trading with us at the office, you understand? Meaning online, Mr. Mike is going to be trading with people online via, it's either YouTube or Zoom or TikTok. So it's yet to be confirmed. And then the ones who are going to be coming here, they are going to be trading with us at the office. You know the venue where we always trade NFP and CPI. This is really helpful. Thanks, bruh. Thanks. We are glad. We are very glad that we are helping. You understand? That we are definitely helping. That's what we do to empower a lot of people. By the way. So also on NFP, on CPI, also Mr. Mike is going to be trading with people via live sessions, and then with us we are going to be trading with people physically. For those who are not staying far, who are definitely going to make it to the office, and then we trade with them. You understand? So with those who are going to be trading with Mr. Mike, it's gonna be paid sessions, meaning for you guys to trade with Mr. Mike on, it's either TikTok, Zoom, or here on YouTube. It's gonna be paid sessions. You understand? So let us continue. Or if you are having any, let me just give you 2 minutes. If you are having any questions regarding to what I just said now, you can definitely ask. You can definitely ask. But if you are sorted, let's go to our last pair of the day. If you are sorted, let's go to our last pair of the day. Did we do Nasdaq? Yes, we did. We started with Nasdaq, and then now we are left with USDT. We are left with USDT. Any questions, guys? Any questions before we go to our last pair of the day? And then after that one, that's where we can call it a night. Okay, it seems like there are no questions, so let us continue. Let us continue. So let's go on our third pair of the day, meaning that's USDT. After USDT, I'll be taking questions, and then we call it a night. You understand? We call it a night. So this is USDT. This is USDT. You can definitely see our setups, our last week's setup here. Last week's setup on USDT. You can definitely see it on the screen. But let me just use full screen. Full screen. So you can see what we were expecting the market to do last week. So, but we are still expecting the very same thing, because we can see that USDT is sitting on a demand zone, and we also have an untested supply zone. So we are expecting buys here to come and mitigate this untested supply zone. So let us start our setup. Let's remove everything. So on USDT, we can see here, we can definitely see our overall high and our overall low. USDT gave us an overall high there, and then it gave us an overall low here. You understand? It gave us an overall high there, and then an overall low here. and we can see that from there it started moving in a downtrend, you understand, but the overall direction, the market is bullish. On a daily time frame, US30 is definitely bullish, you understand, it's bullish, but on H4 it started giving us something like a downtrend here, you understand. If you can look at this in this way, this is a downtrend, this is a downtrend, you understand, this is a downtrend, sorry, this is a downtrend, you understand. So but we are not using this strategy to analyze. So first thing, we need to find our supply zones, since we can see that we have a low, we have a high here, and then we need to find our supply zone. Let us go to where the market gave us the recent high, you understand, here. And then how can we find our supply zone here? Understand? A supply zone, it's the last bullish candlestick before the push. This one, it was mitigated. So let's use this one, the second one. This one here. And then let's mark it. Let's mark it. And then we extend it to the right, to the overall market price, you understand. And then we can see that we have a supply zone here, right? We just marked our supply zone, and then after marking our supply zone, what do? We have a change of character here, so let me also mark the change of character, a change of character. So we also marked our change of character. So we can see that that supply zone, it was mitigated. Where? Here. You understand? That supply zone was used. This is where we were supposed to catch our sniper sell entries. You understand? Our sniper sell entries, we could have caught it. We could have caught them here. So, but let us see. Since we are analyzing for this week, you understand, we are analyzing for this week, let us see how the market is going to behave. Or we have a break of structure here. After spotting a break of structure, we need to find a zone. So we just marked our break of structure here. After marking our break of structure, we need to find a zone. Where is the zone? We have the last here, we have the last bullish candlestick before the push to the downside, and then we mark that candlestick, we mark that candlestick as our zone, and then we extend it to the right, and then we can see that from there that zone was never tested. You understand? The zone was never tested, guys. This one was never tested. This supply zone was never tested. Supply zone. You understand? We can see that the market tried twice here. 1, 2, and then it dropped. It never came here. You understand? And then from there, we can see that from here, the market started selling. Why did the market sell? Because the market doesn't start moving in the middle of nowhere. We can see that we have this high here, right? We have that high. We have a zone somewhere here, but we don't see it on H4, meaning at some point, we need to go back to H1, a small time frame, to find that zone there. So let us go to H1 and see if there is a zone there or not. So here we are on H1. So So let us go back to the current market. On H1 we can see this high. The reason why I marked this is for me to see where must we look for the candlestick. You can see this one on H1. This one I just pointed here. That's our last bullish candlestick before this drop, this whole drop. You see, this is the last bullish candlestick before this drop to the downside. So now what must we do? We must mark that candlestick, that entire candlestick, and then we extend it to the right, and then we see if the market respected that candlestick or what. So let us go back to H4 so that I can see the market clearly. So let us go back to H4. Let me fix this thing. So where did we find the zone? So that zone, we spotted it in this week, you understand? And then we can see that the market respected here, and then the market dropped. So this is our H1 zone. H1 supply zone, you understand? That's our H1 supply zone. And then the market started dropping after mitigating that zone. And then number 2, we can also see here the market dropped. Let us find out why the market dropped from there. You understand? Because the market doesn't turn in the middle of nowhere. So we can see here, you see this candlestick, this one, that broke above here. That's also a supply zone. You understand? Let us mark that entire candlestick and then we extend it. Then you can see also it was tested, the market dropped. So you can see that the market doesn't turn in the middle of nowhere. The market moves zone to zone. You understand? So that's our supply zone where the market started dropping. This is our H4 supply zone, this one. This is our H4 supply zone. You understand? And then we can definitely, we have marked our zones. You understand? We have marked our zones. We have marked our zones. So now we can just remove these lines so that it must not cause confusion. So we can see that the market was breaking structures to the downside. This is a break of structure. So what do we do now? Now we need to find a demand zone. You understand? We need to find a demand zone. So we can see that the market was breaking structures to the downside, and then from here we had a break of structure to the upside, and then here we had a change of character there. There we had a change of character. You understand? We had a change of character, and then here we had liquidity. We had like a lot of sellers in the market exactly there on USDT, and then the market went up. It swept everyone who sold USDT here and here. You see, it went up. It hit every stop loss that was there. And then we also have sell side liquidity. Where is our sell side liquidity? Here. We have a lot of people who bought Nasdaq. 1, 2, 3. Sorry, it's USDT. We have a lot of people who bought USDT from there. you can see that the market went down and it swept all of the stop losses that was sitting below this area. You understand? And then now we are done, but we need to look at where the market is reacting. Now we need to find the demand zone. We are done with our supply zones. Now we need to find the demand zone. The demand zone, we come where the market, it gave us a low here. You see, the market gave us a low here. And then we have the last bearish candlestick before the push to the upside. And then we mark that candlestick. We mark that candlestick. You understand? This is our demand zone. And then we see, did the market respect the demand zone, or it's sitting on the demand zone? So we can see that US30 is definitely sitting inside our demand zone. You understand? US30 is sitting inside our demand zone. And then remember, we have an untested supply zone. This one, it was never tested. You understand? And then what is the direction of US30? So with US30, since it's done taking out the sell side liquidity, it's for the market to open, push down a little bit, and then up. And then from there, we can definitely target that untested supply zone. So we are after taking out this low here, we are expecting a lot of buying momentum. You understand? We are expecting a lot of buying momentum, definitely sweeping this untested supply zone. So this is what we are looking at on US30 for this week. This is what we are looking at for on US30 this week. So if you are having questions regarding US30, feel free to ask before we can call it a day. So it was our last pair of the night, guys. It was our last pair of the night. We do 3 pairs every Sunday, and then also on Wednesday we will definitely do a live streaming for us to review how the market went, how the market reacted according to this setup. So we are definitely going to do a review on Wednesday. So any questions, guys? Any questions? Any questions? Remember, we go live from 8 o'clock to 10 o'clock. We do 3 pairs. So we take 1 hour doing 1 pair, the second hour doing another pair, and then yeah, definitely 10 o'clock we are going to end the live stream. So any questions, guys? Are you sorted? If you are sorted, then you can say so that we can just finish the live early. Any questions? Feel free to type in the comment section regarding US30. Any questions, guys? Any questions? Any questions? Any questions? Any question? Okay, I can see questions. I can see questions. Oh, let me just go through them. Can we able to get recording on Telegram? Recording of this video or what? Can we only gonna take buys after seeing A change of character. Yes. After the market gives you a change of character, you look for buys. Mahlomula, I don't understand what you are saying. You mean a recording of this live session or what? If you need a recording of this live session, if you are on the free group, then definitely you won't get it on that one. If you are in the free group, you won't get the recording. Meaning at some point you are in a free group, but that's us treating you as a VIP client, you understand? Because at some point, the only people who are getting like premium services, it's the VIP, people who paid for VIP, school, and which one? Classes, Zoom sessions, and everything. But if you are in the VIP session, in the free group, it's gonna be bad. It's gonna be bad. Recording for what you have taught. Yeah, definitely. If you are in one of our paid groups, paid subscription groups, you are definitely going to receive it. But the only person who is gonna send you the recording is Mr. Mike. He's the one who's going to make a decision if are you going to receive this recording or not. You understand? So yeah, you will wait for Mr. Mike to brief you on that. But those who are in the free group, I don't think you'll get it. Those who are in the free group, I don't think you will get it. Okay, no problem, no problem. So, any questions, guys, before we call it a night? Any questions before we call it a night? Any questions before we call it a night? Don't forget, by the way, don't forget, we have 30 September, there is a pre-NFP seminar, meaning it's for free. You come at our office and then we trade with you guys live. Next, also assisting you to open accounts, assisting you to fund accounts, assisting you on how to move stop loss into profit, and definitely all of those things. For those who are going to be coming here on the 30th of September, we are definitely going to assist you guys. You understand? We are definitely going to assist you guys. So, followed by the NFP session. NFP session, it's exactly as how we do it. You understand? How we do it, meaning at some point you just come for free, you'll be sent. There is a link that's gonna be shared for you guys to book yourself a seat, and then from there you come and kill CPI with us. When you buy on USDT, what time frame should I use? Use an H1 time frame or a 15-minute time frame. H1 or 15 minutes. H1 or a 15-minute time frame. Definitely use one of those time frames. Any other question, guys? Any other question before we can call it a day? Any other question? Any other question? I think I've answered this question from Owen Paul. use H1 time frame of 15 minutes. H1 or 15 minutes time frame. Which broker may I register? With the brokers, you must know that with us we are partnered with TIPME. We are using TIPME. So you can just text us on our business number and request for a link, for a TIPME link, and then we are going to send you the link and then you register. Okay, no problem. Any other question, guys? Any other question before we call it a night? I'm still waiting for questions. If there are no questions, then definitely love and leave you guys. And then also enjoy your night. Any other question? If no question, then let's call it a night. Let's call it a night. So see you guys tomorrow for those who are coming at the school. Also for those who are going to be attending the Zoom sessions, see you guys tomorrow. And then for those who are attending the YouTube, I'll definitely see you guys on Wednesday. That's where we are doing a review on the signals that we did today. So yeah guys, let's call it a night. Let me love and leave you. Take care, have a wonderful night. So let's see each other tomorrow. I also need to go and get some shut eye. So yeah, take care.